like, don't they live next door to each other? So it's not like too far
Yeah.
away from Wanda.
See, okay,
But
I'm also confused by that because she said like in the first episode, like I'm your neighbor to the left or whatever, like assuming that they're like right beside each other. But then
yeah,
it's like you see in another episode where like they're looking for the dog and they're like walking so
yeah,
far, and then you get
yeah.
to Agnes's house, and I'm like, I
I don't
thought she
get
lived
that
right
too.
beside you guys.
And also when Herb was cutting the fence, right? Isn't he the
Yeah,
next door neighbor? Isn't that
yeah,
wasn't that his house?
yeah. So
I don't get that.
yeah, I was like, what? Where do you live?
Agatha's theme song is amazing. Yeah, no, it's been stuck in my head for like the past 3 days. It's been great.
It might be one of my favorites. Like I thought it
Like
would be like the
song in
iconic.
general.
Oh, okay. No, not in general. Not I'm
Yeah,
not crazy,
yeah.
but out of the theme songs that we've heard so far, it's up there. I gotta be honest. Like I think it was it like the 50s or the 60s? I think that one's like the classic one that everyone just loves,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the what division, whatever. I don't want to
WandaVision,
say. Yeah, that
that
one. Yeah,
one.
that one's like classic. That one's like one, but like
Yeah,
Agnes's theme song, number two for sure.
yeah, yeah. That one was that was a banger. Yeah, it was really catchy. Welcome back to Unlimited. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video. We're also on Spotify. Follow at Unlimited Pod on Instagram as well. Today we're going to be talking some WandaVision, a breakdown of episode 7, and I got a great guest. So let's introduce her. She's a Ryerson Sport Media student. She's a big Leafs fan. She's great at graphics, features, storytelling. She's also a huge Marvel fan. Kayla Rozmus. Kayla, welcome to Unlimited. How are you doing today?
Hi, thanks, Aiden. I am doing great. That intro right there, wow, you really sold me high. But yeah, I'm doing great. I'm super excited to talk about some WandaVision.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We've had some good talks about it already. You commented on one of the Unlimited posts actually with some good
Yeah,
theories. I
yeah,
think that was episode 35 you commented on, and I was just kind of
yeah.
blown away. Like you know your stuff.
Had to
That
drop some knowledge.
exactly, and then come to find out, we watch like the same guy on YouTube as well, so we get like our
Eric,
theories. Yeah, Eric Voss on New
yes,
Rockstars.
is the
Um,
king. Like everything I know comes from him. I swear to God. Like he's so good. I've seen
yeah.
like a lot of theories on YouTube, but he just like he takes the cake. Like he's so good.
Yeah, and even the editing too, like all the clips
Yeah,
and the photos that they use, and like all those like arrows, the Easter eggs, like it's really
yeah,
well done. It's a great production, and he does like 3 to 4 videos a week too. He does like the
yeah.
podcast, like the Rogue Theory things, and then the breakdowns and the live reactions that he does on stereo.
Yeah,
Like he's grinding.
he's
Um,
grinding it out.
so yeah, we're gonna try and do our best Eric Voss impressions on this show today. Um, so first and foremost, how have you enjoyed like the overall show so far? Like this is Marvel's first crack at a TV show. So how do you
Mhm.
think they've done handling that?
I think really good. Like I've really been enjoying the show. I know some people they I guess the first couple episodes you're kind of like what's going on? It's kind of it's I guess for some people it seems a little weird. Like when my mom first was watching it with us, like she's not a big Marvel fan, so she was kind of like this is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm like just give it a chance. Like I think the more as the mystery kind of goes along, you see other episodes, you'll understand more what's happening. It's just you don't really get it. But for me, like I've really been enjoying it. I think what's so great about it for me is like not only like the cast, like Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany are killing the game, but also just the storylines, like the way in which the mystery is still kind of unfolding. Like even though right now we know Agatha is like, kind of a villain, you're still not really like there's so many questions still, like Hayward, what's his problem? Hello, is Wanda still kind of a villain? Is Pietro, like what's up with him? Is he a villain? Like Mephisto, is that a question? It's like there's still so much to kind of unravel, and I think that they've done it's a really multifaceted show. It's really good how they've been doing it. Yeah, I've been and the sitcom era is the way in which they've kind of encapsulated all of that. We talked about Modern Family a bit before this, and how Wanda really encapsulated a lot of Claire's mannerisms, and like they've just really
Yeah.
like killed the game with this, I
Yeah,
think.
they've hit the nail on the head for sure, and just like yeah, like mimicking the different sitcoms. Marvel's done a
Hmm.
great job. Kevin Feige's done a great job organizing all that. And yeah, just the whole mystery aspect. Like we're
Yeah,
7 episodes in, they reveal the villain, I guess. at
Yeah.
the end of this episode, but we're still not sure. Like you said, there's still so much mystery, and there's only 2 more
Yeah.
episodes. So we're
Yeah.
really just wondering what exactly is going to happen and how this is going to end. But
Hmm.
yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. Like I showed it to my parents, like the first 2 episodes, they didn't really get it. They didn't really think it was
Yeah.
a mystery. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like a comedy kind of like what they're used to, right? But
Yeah.
then there's a lot of like a dark meaning to it all.
Hmm.
And
It's
yeah, so
actually a lot darker than I think
yeah.
it comes across at the beginning. Like it seems it's just like this kind of comedy type sitcom thing, but it's really not. Like it's actually pretty dark from the get-go. Yeah.
Yeah, with like that whole choking scene at the beginning, like that was just
Yeah,
really
and
creepy.
that
Like,
it was so and the for the children, like I don't know, it was just
yeah,
like really creepy vibes from the beginning.
yeah, and it's gotten creepier along the way.
Yes.
So I think like there's not really a way to break down this episode without just saying like the biggest thing right off the bat, I think. So, and I kind of predicted this from the get-go in my first breakdown of these WandaVision episodes. I said I was very suspicious of Agnes ever since she first met Wanda. She said,
Yeah.
Wanda, charmed at the very beginning. And I just thought that one line meant something. And then she was
Yeah.
just always showing up around the house. So I was definitely suspicious of her right off the get-go. So we now
Hmm.
know who is all behind this, I guess. Were you surprised at all by this reveal, or is this kind of what you expected?
I mean, like you, I was also like super suspect of her. Like even that interaction she had with Herb outside of Wanda's house, and Vision came and like saw them. That was super suspicious to me. Like Herb was gonna say something, and she kind of stopped him. Um, and she was also like, "Is Monica in the house?" Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was also super suspicious to me. But obviously, like I watch a lot of like breakdown videos or theory videos on YouTube, so I think Agnes, that was kind of like people had long suspected she was Agatha Harkness. So in a lot of ways, I kind of saw it coming a bit. Although when it did happen, I was still like, even though I knew she was Agatha Harkness, it still like kind of surprised me, like the way in which it happened. I was like, no way, like, wow,
Yeah,
this is so
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't like super surprised, I guess. I don't know. How about you?
Yeah, I was in the same boat. Like, I kind of suspected it to be Agnes. I just didn't
Yeah.
think that they would reveal it in this episode. I was
Yeah.
thinking like maybe at the beginning of like the last episode they would say
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
something, and then like it would just be like an hour long episode where they have like a final battle and stuff like that. I didn't think it would come in episode 7, but then
Yeah.
also just the way that they did it with that whole song, right? It kind of just
Yeah.
made it seem
Yeah.
like we're just fools. Like they're just making fun of
Really?
us
Yeah.
basically with that
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
That song, that's what really took me by surprise. It wasn't so much as like her revealing herself as Agatha Harkness, but then it's like the song that's like it was her all along. Like she was basically saying, I did everything here. Like I, controlled her by made what's it, Senior Scratchy, like on this magic stage. Like she was like, I have done everything. And I was kind of like, wait, because I think a lot of people assume that she's working for someone else, but especially in that kind of theme song, it made it seem like she was really the main person in charge here that you're kind of dealing with. And I think that's also what kind of took me by surprise as well. Um, yeah, I thought, who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah, right. So, who do you think is, I guess, the true villain? Like, do you think it is Agnes, or do you think that it's like a Mephisto or like a Nightmare or someone bigger? And
Mhm.
Marvel's just kind of playing with us with that theme song, saying that it was just all Agatha, or is it Wanda? Is Wanda still potentially? Well, I guess she's not behind it as much as Agnes was. But do you
Yeah.
think there's some like darkness behind Wanda still?
That's the big question here. I'm kind of unsure because I want it to be like I want there to be some kind of like Mephisto nightmare type of person that she's really working for, but I feel like especially because there's only 2 episodes left, I just can't imagine them bringing in another character to kind of add and kind of undermine everything Agnes has done. Like I feel like they're gonna make, especially in WandaVision, Agnes kind of the main villain in all of this,
Right.
and then um yeah, like with 2 episodes left, I just can't imagine them bringing someone else in and kind of taking away from everything she's done. If anything, I guess if you know the comics and whatnot, like Agatha does work for like Mephisto or like darker entities. So I feel like in the last episode they might do like an end credit scene and then you're gonna see who really she's truly working for. But I
Hmm.
feel like in this series alone, it's just Agnes.
Yeah, I could see it going like that too. Like even
Yeah.
in the first Avengers movie, right? When it was just like all Loki throughout the entire
Yeah.
movie, and we thought he was behind all of it. But then end credit scene, you see Thanos's face kind of turn a little
Exactly.
bit. So
Yeah.
it's going to be something like that. I guess that could happen in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit late to introduce like a big villain, I guess, that's behind it. But we do know that there is another guest appearance coming,
Yeah.
which we're gonna get to a little bit later. But who knows if that's gonna be a villain or like a good character? We're not really sure about that yet.
Yeah.
Even though Paul Bettany has said that he has fireworks with this character, so I guess that means that he's working with Vision in some way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why, especially when I heard that, it kind of took me off from like the Reed Richards, like John Krasinski thing. But obviously, we can go into more of that later. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be. I'm like hoping Mephisto or Magneto, as a lot of people have thought as well. I feel like those are the only two that are kind of super tied to Wanda's story. That would
Mhm.
make sense for them to like be in that hex as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could be one of them, and we might see an introduction in like maybe episode 9, but
Yeah.
just for a little bit. But yeah, I do think that Agnes or Agatha, I guess I gotta call her Agatha now. That's
So
gonna
weird
take some
calling her
time.
that now.
I know, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Agatha Harkness. What do you think her plan is? Like, what is her end goal with Wanda, and why did she pick now to do it? Because
Yeah.
she waited like I guess 7 days technically. Like, why didn't she just jump
Mhm.
on Wanda right off the bat?
Um, that's a good question. I feel like she wanted to wait until Wanda was a little bit more vulnerable to be able to take the kids, and
Right.
like truly do what she wanted to do. Like at this point in time, like I feel like we can kind of tell Wanda's really going through something. Like at the beginning, she kind of seems super happy in this fake reality world, but like now it kind of seems like she's, facing depression, whatnot. Um, and I think at this point in time, like she's just super vulnerable. Vision's not around. She doesn't trust Pietro. Her kids, now they're with Agnes. It's kind of like the perfect time to take them. And especially with in the comics, if they're following loosely House of M, from what I understand, she takes the kids to give them to Mephisto because they're a part of his soul
His
or
soul,
whatnot,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, to kind of rebirth him. So if they're following that, I'm assuming that's kind of where her plan's leading to kind of bring him back into this reality, to take her kids, and she's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very dark thing to do. I don't
Yeah.
want that to happen. And like you even sent me a pretty crazy theory that
Yes.
maybe Agatha ate the kids.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was super confused. I was like, I read it and I'm like, what in the like Hansel and Gretel is going on here? Like, like
Yeah.
wait, like what? Like, because I just can't imagine like first off Marvel going that deep with or like dark with it. Sorry, like I
Yeah.
was kind of like, wait, this is really weird. I don't know about that. But then the more that I kind of like was looking at YouTube videos and like breakdowns, like what other people were saying, apparently this is a thing. Like in the comics, I guess she eats the kids. I guess
Oh, I
like
didn't know that. I didn't know
yeah,
about the
I yeah,
comics.
yeah,
Okay.
I made a TikTok about it, and then people were commenting. They're like, "Clearly, you've never read the comics." And I'm like, "Okay, I haven't," but also like, "Wait, what?" Like, I kind of thought it was just something like a fan had made when I first saw the tweet. But then
Yeah.
people were like, "Clearly, you haven't read the comics. Like, she eats the kids," and I'm like, "Wait, what? Like, wait,
Hmm.
what? Like, what?" And the only way I can see them doing this in Marvel is if I don't know, she like transformed the kids into the sandwiches and she ate them that way. Like, I really don't know because like if they actually go through with that and it's like it's not fake news, like she actually eats the kids, I just can't see how they're going to show us that. Like,
Yeah.
I
They
don't
wouldn't
know.
show us that. There's no way, that's too graphic. They
Oh
they
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
show
yeah,
us that
no.
part. But I guess like Agnes could just like say that she did that to Wanda. Maybe like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I ate your kids, or I don't. Maybe Wanda finds that out herself somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the typical like Marvel thing to do right now, I guess, is just to maybe lock the kids up somewhere. Like maybe they're like in
Yeah.
the basement still, just like locked away somewhere where they can't say anything. But I
Yeah.
mean, Billy and Tommy, they have superpowers. Maybe they can, work their way out of it somehow. Even though they're
Yeah.
probably under Agnes's spell too now, because
That's what I would assume
yeah,
too. Yeah.
Because yeah,
Um,
at the end of this episode, Wanda's under the spell, so I'm sure she did the same thing to them.
yeah. And I mean, I saw other people saying how another theory was that like they were the rabbit and the cicada as well. Like she transformed them into that. But like I don't know if I believe that, because I think the cicada is more reference to like Mephisto. The rabbit, I don't know. I've seen some like whack theories about that too. Like one of them being Doctor Strange, and I'm like,
What? Rabbit's
I don't,
Doctor
yeah,
Strange?
yeah. Someone was like, Doctor Strange, like there's no way he didn't know about this going on, because he has to like protect our reality. So as soon as he saw Wanda like going crazy and I guess creating this, he found a way to get in. Agnes found him and transformed him into this rabbit, and then there you go. And he's just stuck there. And I'm like, I feel like this is such a reach.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
like
think so.
what?
No.
Like I don't know. Yeah. So
Yeah, they
people
couldn't
are coming
just
up with some
cut to
crazy
that.
theories.
They would have to show us that whole process.
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Exactly.
you can't just assume that it's Doctor Strange. And I was even
I
thinking Doctor Strange might be that guest appearance that we might see later on. I think,
Yeah,
like you said, he's got to know what's going on here. Um,
exactly. Yeah.
so, and I'm sure maybe Monica at this point or Jimmy has reached out to some other people, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, like definitely not Hayward, but they might
Oh,
have as
no, no.
well. Um,
Yeah.
so you got to think that some of the Avengers know what's going on here with Wanda, right? The word's got to get out to maybe even like Sam or Bucky, right? Like they were the only two
Yeah.
people standing beside her at the funeral. They're close with her. So
I would
they need some help.
assume.
Yeah.
And okay, I saw also like some TikTok where obviously this happens before Far From Home, right? So like in Far From Home, if you rewatch it, you can, I guess, technically find some things that might connect to WandaVision. And someone was like, "Oh, I think they know that about like the witches and the whole thing, because I guess oh my god, who says it? The teacher. He's like, oh, like when
Oh yeah,
Mysterio
right.
first does something, whatever in,
Witches.
yeah, he's like, oh, it
Yeah.
was witches.
Yeah, the
So
black
like
guy.
I don't
Yeah.
know if they already know like what happened with all of that or whatnot, but I thought that was
Wow.
kind of interesting. Yeah.
That's a good reference. Yeah. Like, yeah, when they
Yeah.
were looking on the TV, right? And he's just like, there's only
Yeah.
one explanation for this or something like
Witches.
witches. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Wow. I didn't
I
think
don't
of
know
that.
if they know some, yeah, I didn't even like connect the dots until I saw that TikTok and someone had referenced it, and I was like, wait,
Okay.
they're kind of onto something. Like
Yeah, that's hilarious though. Like it was just like a joke in Far From Home.
yeah,
Like at the time, right? We were just laughing at it. But then
yeah,
like watching WandaVision now that could actually make sense. But witches is
yeah.
plural though. So is there more than one person working with
Person.
Agnes here?
Okay, because when Wanda and Monica were in that fight outside of her house, right? They we saw Dottie again for like the first time in like what, like
Yeah.
5 episodes or whatever. And it's like, hey, what happened to her? And then they held on her for a while, and they also held on the postman guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're maybe like in cahoots with her or something, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, why would they? And then they all just stopped moving too. As soon as Monica and Wanda were in that fight, did you notice that? Like, everyone just stopped moving.
Like frozen completely or just like
Like
in shock
they
that
were
the
all,
argument was going on.
I don't know if they were in shock, but they all just stopped moving and just watched
Yeah.
what was going down.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was kind of
yeah.
like,
I noticed that too,
I
but
don't
I
know.
feel like that would catch me off guard too, right? Like
That's
Wanda's
true.
kind of like
Yeah.
their ruler and this random person that they'd never seen before is coming in and like talking to her and like trying to tell her to
Yeah.
stop and like it's a big argument in the middle of a street. I think people are gonna watch
That's
it, I
true.
guess,
That's
right?
true.
But
Yeah.
um
I
but
mean,
you do
I
bring a
don't know.
good point. I think like I agree with you in the sense that like all these people in Westview might not be under Wanda's spell. They might be under Agatha's spell because we saw,
Mm-hmm.
she did the spell on Herb. She did the spell on Pietro. She probably did it on a bunch of these people.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you think, Agnes is the person who maybe put everyone here? Or do you still think it's Wanda?
This was actually a good question too. When I saw
Yeah.
this, I was kind of, when you first posed it, I was actually kind of taken for a second. Like I was trying to think about what I actually thought, because at this point in time, like after this past episode, I could see how Agnes, maybe this was all her doing. Like she created the hex, like everyone's under her spell. But I'd like to believe that Agnes wanted Wanda to think that she was the one in control here. Like she made everyone, under this spell, like whatever. She created the hex. She's in charge of everything. And I
Yeah.
feel like it wouldn't be till this episode where Agnes is like, okay, now I'm taking control here. Like I feel like when she did the thing on Herb, that was just kind of like, I don't
An
know, she just kind of
add-on,
did
like
something
a
on, yeah,
yeah.
an add on to what was already happening. Um, because yeah, I don't know, I just feel like she would want Wanda to think she's the one in control, and then once things are kind of falling apart, then Agatha would kind of take over.
Yeah.
Um, that that's kind of what I think. I'm not
I
really
agree with
sure. I don't
that.
know.
No, I agree
Yeah,
with that completely because like even in this episode, right? Like the way it started off, Wanda in bed,
yeah,
but then when she was doing like the talking head thing, um she said like the false reality that she created. Like
yeah,
and then when she was talking to Pietro in episode 6 and he was saying like how did you do all this? And then Wanda was just like is it bad? So like it does
yeah,
make it seem like Wanda was the person who actually created it, and then she came out of Westview and talked to the sword agents, and that made it seem like she did it as well.
yeah.
But then again, maybe Agnes is like mind controlling her to say those things at the
See,
same
that's what I
time.
kind of thought after, because especially the fight that she had with Vision in, I don't know, episode 4, I feel like it was,
Yeah, something like
3,
that.
4,
4 or
around
5,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, she like when Vision asked her like, "Kate, what happened here? Like, how did you do all this or something?" She was like, "I don't even remember how it started."
Yeah.
So then I was kind of like, okay, Agnes has done like something. I think in the video that we watched, like of the guy who does the breakdown videos, he was saying like, oh, maybe Agnes like has drugged Wanda this whole time, and I can actually kind
Right.
of see that, especially with like the flowers and then like the lavender scent, the pills, the alcohol. Like maybe she's like drugging her to kind of think a certain type of way, and then have these thoughts that she thinks are her own, but really Agnes is just controlling her. I don't know. It's like I'm very confused with all of this because I can see it kind of going both ways. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think the big telling point with the drugging was in this episode with the Nexus
Yeah.
pills. And he actually just released a video like an hour ago. I didn't get the
Oh.
chance to watch it, but I saw like the thumbnail. It was like a breakdown of the commercial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So
didn't see that either.
yeah, I'll have to watch that after this. But and I'm sure
Yeah.
we're missing some stuff. But yeah, that whole Nexus thing, like she's a Nexus being. That's what they call Wanda, I guess, in the comics.
Yeah.
Like she's able to like control different realities. And it's like
Yeah.
this reality isn't her own. She can like go in between them, I guess. And she's like
Yeah, and she
one of the
like doesn't
founders of the
change or
universe.
something.
Yeah.
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 I kind of just took it as she can, yeah, like go through different realities, and like she doesn't change. I think like when we see what happens to people when they go from the between the hex and like the real world, they kind of, I don't know, change their form or
Right.
whatnot. I kind of took it as like she can just do whatever she wants, and she's like the same person in every reality. Like she doesn't change who she is.
Right.
Um, Kind of similar to, I guess, Kang the Conqueror, and I guess there's someone else too that's also can do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm
I don't
excited to
know.
see King the Conqueror. He's going to be in the new Ant-Man movie.
Yeah,
And that's going to be a
yes.
huge movie, I think,
I
and
feel like Ant-Man's so underrated. Like
it's
he's
hilarious.
so good.
Yeah,
They're so funny, and nothing would have gotten solved. I'll say this again. Nothing would have gotten solved if it wasn't for Ant-Man. Like
obviously, yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
the whole quantum realm, that's how they solved the problem. And
exactly.
like I guess should we have this debate? I guess
Uh,
Tony was
I mean,
kind of
but
researching that, right?
yeah, but like it was Ant-Man who kind of brought it up and made them
Right.
like do it,
Do
right?
you
Like I
think
don't know.
do you think Tony was trying to find like that solution before Ant-Man came and talked to him? Like that whole geez, I forget the terminology. I haven't watched Endgame in like a month. But
I don't remember what it's called. That's actually
quantum
true
something. Yeah.
because after he saw like that picture of Peter, right? Like I remember he was like cleaning the dishes, and then he looks at the picture of Peter, and like that's kind of what made him, I guess, try and figure out a way to save them all, right? And he kind of like had it all set up right away. Like when he went to his table, he was like, "Okay, do the thing, like set it up," and
Yeah.
then it was already all up.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
I
I
forget
I
the
still
name
am
of
gonna
the
Ant-Man,
yeah.
but
Yeah, no, I agree. Like Ant-Man was a huge part of it.
yeah, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was called.
Yeah, that thing with the Peter photo. You know how they were like holding that like plaque upside down? I
Yeah.
think that's what triggered Tony to do the inverted thing on the thing that he was trying to do, right? Um
Oh.
yeah, cuz that's what he asked
Yeah, yeah,
Friday to
yeah.
do, right? He said like do this
Yeah.
inverted. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of what triggered him to find the
Huh.
solution. Yeah.
I
Another
didn't
Easter egg.
yeah, no, that's yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Pretty
forget
cool.
what the name of what he was doing was called.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
like
not good
that
with
watch, you
sciencey
know,
terms.
the time travel watch or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. Anyways, what else is going on? Yeah, we talked about that song earlier. It's a great song. It's
it's a
been Agatha
banger.
all
It's a
along.
banger. Yeah,
I've seen a ton of memes on it, just people like dancing in the street to that song. Like
it's so good.
yeah, it's very catchy. It's very good. I think maybe the best part of that whole section, and it hurt, but it was also funny, was the
Yeah,
fact that she killed Sparky at the very
she
end.
admitted to it.
She
Yeah,
admitted to it. Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Did
Like,
you think she did it?
it was. I feel like I mean, I feel like she did. I feel like Sparky was like, looking where he shouldn't have been looking, and she was like, "Can't have this," and she
Yeah.
killed him. I don't know, or maybe she wanted also to like bring the kids grief because she saw how like close the kids were with the dog, and like hoping they would age up, and then I don't know, that would give her more reason to like snatch them away. I don't know if she
Yeah,
had some kind of intention like that. Um,
probably.
but yeah, she definitely did. I mean, we know
Oh
now,
yeah.
but
Yeah, she definitely did it. Yeah. And that evil laugh at the end too. Like, and I kind of knew it too. I think I said it in a previous episode. Like, she killed that dog. She definitely killed that
yeah.
dog.
If she
Um,
killed the dog, though, I mean, the kids, like she has, she can kill a dog. I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and you even said like she bit a dog. She bit a kid once.
Yeah, she said that. She was like, I bit a kid once. So
Yeah.
people were okay. People are, I see too many theories, and people are like reaching, I swear, all the time. And they're like, the kid she bit was, she turned into like a spider, and she's the one who bit Peter.
No.
When I saw that, I was just laughing. I'm like, this is too funny. But people are also wondering if she has the connection to the missing kid that was on the milk carton.
Yeah.
If you caught that,
Yeah,
yeah.
who is that? Like, it could have looked like a younger Pietro potentially, like as a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Or just a random kid in Westview. There's so many kids now. It could just be one of them.
I
But who
mean,
put that
maybe
there, right?
like,
Did you think Wanda
yeah.
did? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
I don't know. I mean, unless like Agnes has done this kind of thing before with like eating the kids, and like that's just one of her victims. Like, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
But then also that kind of connects to like Spider-Man Far From Home, because there's all those pictures of those missing kids. So it's like almost maybe did Wanda or Agnes, I don't know, like take a bunch of these kids and just put them into this world, and they're all just missing somewhere in like the real world. I don't know how
Yeah.
that connects to the carton, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Confusing.
I don't know who that is either. Does that like connect to maybe Jimmy Woo's missing person? I doubt it, but I feel like
Yeah.
we got to find out who that person is in the next two episodes. I would imagine.
Yeah. I would
Um,
I would assume that we would like at least have some kind of mention of it. Same with Jimmy Woo's missing person. Like I feel like we heard about that in the first like in that one episode, and then haven't heard about it since. It's like,
yeah,
what happened to him?
yeah, but I think Jimmy still has the mindset that this is still a missing persons case.
Yeah.
I think he said that in episode 4 too, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna play this as a missing persons case. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Um,
Hmm.
I think we can move on to like the next segment, and that is who we think Pietro is, because this is a huge question mark.
Yeah.
I guess at first, Marvel fans were really excited. Like, this guy is from the X-Men. He's the X-Men Quicksilver. And okay, it's like a crossover. It's like
Yeah.
introducing the X-Men. It's time. But
Yeah.
but now it's like, is this guy just an imposter? Is it like a random character and they just casted Evan Peters to play this role? Um,
Yeah.
so what do you think is going on with Pietro? Is he just an imposter?
I am okay. This might be one of the ones that I'm most confused by, and like what they're trying to do with this, because I could see them just doing it as like a nod to the fans, being like, hey, we got the X-Men, like it's coming sometime down the line, like whatever. But it seems just way too intentional for me for them to bring in another Quicksilver from a different universe to pretend to be this like Aaron Taylor Johnson Quicksilver. I don't know. It just seems way too intentional for them to want to do that. Like if it didn't mean anything, I feel like they could have just brought in Aaron Taylor Johnson, or for that matter, anybody to pretend to be this
Definitely.
Quicksilver. Why
Yeah.
would they bring in Evan Peters? I don't know. It's just so it's like weird to me.
Yeah. I think what could have happened is, like, obviously if Agnes is working with someone like Mephisto,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he can see into different multiverses potentially, and he
Mm-hmm.
could have just like picked the Pietro out of this multiverse and like, I don't know, brainwashed him or whatever, and just plucked him into the current MCU
Yeah.
and just inserted him into Westview, and he's under the spell too, right? So he doesn't remember anything from his past life, but he does
Yeah. See,
remember him dying in the street, which I guess is a lie,
see,
right?
which is why I was also kind of confused. I'm like, okay, let's say it is X-Men Evan Peter or Quicksilver. Why does he have like MCU Quicksilver memories of him like
Yeah,
dying in the street? Like
yeah,
that makes no sense to me unless Agnes just kind of like put this spell on him and she
I think so.
remembered some of Wanda's, I guess, memories and did that. Then that's, I guess, I don't know. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, is he pretending? Is he like Mephisto? They just put like he's dressed up as this guy, and they're just pretending.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
he's wearing
it's
like a
just
face mask.
yeah.
It's like Red Skull in the first Captain America,
And
you
when
know?
I first heard that theory, I was actually a bit confused by it at first because I was like, Agnes like serves Mephisto. Why would she be controlling him? Because that in her theme song, we saw that she was controlling him, right? And I was kind of like, why? Why would she be controlling? That makes no like I don't know. To me, that made no sense because I'm like Mephisto's. She serves him. Like I don't know why she would be controlling him. I feel like it would be the other way around. And then I was like, I saw this theory, not theory, but this YouTube video which was like explaining Mephisto, I guess, and how like early on he had like split his soul into like five different things, which made me laugh because I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So like
Oh yeah, like the
Voldemort, like Horcruxes, I was
Horcruxes.
like, wait, this is
Yeah,
so funny. But yeah, so I guess he had split his soul to a bunch of different things, and I guess if we're assuming Agnes wants the kids to like rebirth Mephisto, because he's they're part of his soul. I'm assuming she must have found other things like I don't know, maybe like the Darkhold also he has his soul part in there.
yeah,
um and maybe he's just like not strong enough to be able to pretend to be Evan Peter, so he's like, yo, can you do all this and like put your magic
yeah.
on me? And then that's why she was kind of controlling him because he's too weak. I don't
Maybe.
know. I'm just like so confused by Evan Peters
Yeah,
Quicksilver. Like I don't know
y-
who you are. What's your meaning here? I don't know.
yeah. We don't know. Like he could either be the X-Men Quicksilver, which he probably isn't. He could be
Yeah.
Mephisto. He could be Ralph potentially, or
Yeah.
is
Oh yeah.
Ralph Mephisto?
I
Like,
feel like Ralph is Mephisto.
yeah, okay,
I feel like he is. Like it seems like she's so close with him with this person, and she's always like, "Oh, like he likes being in the dark." Like I don't know what else she said, but like kind of suspect stuff like that as well. And Mephisto's kind of like her hand man, I feel like right now. So
yeah.
I feel like I don't know. That makes sense to me. I feel like it could be Ralph as Mephisto.
I
I don't
think
know.
so.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah, no, you might be right. You have a good chance of being right. If Mephisto is revealed, I assume he could be the Ralph guy. Because who else could be Ralph? Like the
Yeah.
Senor Scratchy. Like is he? But then I heard a rumor that like he could be Agnes's brother or something. And
Kid. Kid.
kid. Oh, kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Nicholas Scratch.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah,
people were saying how, like the mailman, when
yeah,
Wanda and Monica had that big fight, he had, I guess, his outfit said like Presto, and then he had the bunny like logo on his hat, and
yeah.
like, oh, he's Senior Scratch, and then saying that like that's Nicholas Scratch, like Agnes's kid in just like person form.
Right.
Uh, I don't know.
I don't
I
know
don't know
that.
enough about that to make an educated guess.
Yeah, no, that would be another crazy theory for sure. But yeah, I do think like the mailman and like you said, Dottie earlier, I think they're all kind of under Agnes's spell too. I think they're all
Yeah.
going to work together. And I think that's maybe what we could see in episode 9, like a team up of like everyone in Westview against Wanda, who is hopefully out of Agnes's spell,
Yeah.
Vision, Monica, and I guess all the good people from Sword. But who
In the
knows what's
next
going on with
episode,
Sword?
you think?
No, not the next episode. I think the next episode is going to be a flashback.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, that's what I thought as well.
yeah, because we've seen like so many like flashback clips in the trailers, and they can't
Yeah.
have a flashback for the finale, right? So it's got to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
this one. So like the whole
exactly.
thing with the Mind Stone in Sokovia, I think we're gonna see that.
Hmm.
And then yeah, were there any other big flashbacks? Oh yeah, we saw her like I guess when the hex first started, her like crying. we saw
Yeah,
like
in the
one clip of her,
streets.
in the streets. So
Yeah,
I assume we'll see that. I think the next episode is really going to explain to us how this all started, and then
I
episode
hope
9 will
so.
be a battle, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too. The next episode's just gonna be like, hopefully Agnes just kind of almost explaining to Wanda like what's happening. Either I feel like it's gonna be something like that mixed in with flashbacks. I
Yeah.
hope. I just want to I just need more clarification, like explanation on how this all happens. Like I just
Yeah.
need to know
We
what
got to
is
know
going
now.
on.
Now's the
Yeah,
time.
what are your
Yeah.
intentions?
Yeah. How do you think Wanda's going to get out of the purple spell that Agnes put on her?
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe like Monica's gonna play some role in it because I mean, she was almost there, almost about to save Wanda. I feel like she
Yeah.
was, until Evan. Oh, I keep wanting to say Evan Peters, but quick
Yeah.
Pietro found her.
Yeah, it is Evan Peters. Yeah.
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 um, until Pietro found her. I mean, Vision's also kind of heading down there.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Vision.
I almost think though that like she like that was like the moment where Wanda became the villain, and just going onwards now, like she's just gonna be the
Yeah.
bad person. I
Yeah, I could see that.
I
And then maybe in like Doctor Strange 2, maybe Catherine Hahn is in that one as well, potentially. And then we maybe
mm,
see a Mephisto. But then I feel like there's who is that other guy in the first Doctor Strange? Baron Moto, I think is his name.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's rumored to be the villain as well.
Yeah,
So
see, then I feel
yeah,
like there's almost like too many.
too many.
It's
Yeah.
almost like Spider-Man, just too
Too
almost
many.
too
Yeah.
many things, too many people going on. But I feel like that might just be like the birth of how she became the villain, and then it's, I don't know, maybe like Agnes is just gonna take a step back. I don't know.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Um, there's also the one clip in the trailer where Wanda's like to Vision, "This is our home now," and then
Hmm.
Vision says, "Then let's fight for it." So that makes me
Yeah.
think that, like, at that point, Wanda's no longer in
Yeah.
Agnes's spell. She kind of broke out of it. There's
Yeah.
also another clip in the trailer where they're like holding hands out at their window and they're like
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see like the outline of the hex in the distance when they're looking at it too. So
Okay.
maybe that scene, and yeah, we'll get into this later, but Hayward's plan, what Hayward's going to do, I think he's trying to destroy Westview, right? So maybe they
Yeah.
see something in the distance like coming at them.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess going back to how Wanda could come out of the spell, I think it's going to be Vision, and I think like all Vision has to do is just awaken her.
Just yeah.
Yeah, I think just that. I think that's what he's going to do. If he can make it to Wanda, I think that's all he really has to do.
Yeah.
Do you think or go ahead, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was just
Oh,
gonna say I'm curious as to what's gonna happen with like Pietro and Monica, like
yeah, I
what
was just,
he's
yeah.
gonna do with her. That's yeah, that's I don't know. What do
Do
you
you think
think?
Monica is in that spell too? Because we saw her eyes light up purple when she was like looking in, and then she
Yeah.
came out, and then her eyes were still purple.
I kind of think that might just be like it glowing, like still glowing from what she was looking at in Wanda's lair,
Yeah,
Wanda, oh my gosh, Agnes's
Agnes.
lair,
Yeah,
where like all the flowers were purple, or I don't know, like she saw all that radiation and whatnot. Like I think it's
right.
still just kind of residual glowing from there. Because even when Pietro like scared her, being like, "I found you," whatever, she like still like had a reaction to it and like was like, "Whoa!" Like I don't know, it looked too like she was too cognitive for me to think that she's under her spell just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Pietro like isn't bad at all, and like he is gonna help Monica now. Like
I
they just
really hope
yeah,
so. I
that'd be
want him
sick.
to be good. I
Yeah.
want him to be good.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, Vision could just awaken Pietro too, right? And
That's what I
just
was thinking.
yeah.
Yeah. Because if he's under like Agnes's spell, could he not just like sneak up behind him and be like, "Yo," and then now they're all in the same, oh my God, I need that to happen, please. Like I just need a Vision just to figure things out. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I was so happy when he awakened Darcy. Like that was genius. Like
Yes.
thank you very
Thank
much for doing
God.
that.
Thank
Um
God.
yeah. I do have to say I think like the scenes that Darcy and Vision in kind of got a little bit boring. I don't know if you caught
Yeah.
that, but like the kids and the the sidewalk, walking across the street, and them fixing like the traffic light. I think it did get a little bit boring. Like there were some key lines.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do have to say it was a little bit, I think it was too much, you know?
It seemed like it was, yeah, just kind of like dragging on a bit, especially
Yeah,
because they weren't really going anywhere. They were just kind of stuck in the
exactly.
truck.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, what's happening? Like this episode definitely felt a little bit like a filler episode, at least
Yeah.
like the first half of it, in my opinion. But yeah, especially between them, it was just like, yeah, what's going on here? Like, can we can we
Yeah.
do something? Can we go somewhere?
Exactly. Yeah. But now on Vision's side of the story, he knows everything. Darcy told
Yes.
him what happened and how Wanda had to kill him to save half the universe, and he's asking like
Hmm.
if it worked out and stuff, and like it didn't really at first, and then the bad guy rewound time, and Wanda had to watch him die, and but yeah, he knows about Ultron, he knows about
Hmm.
Jarvis, and I think, I guess, leading up to this episode, Vision was really like upset with Wanda, it seemed, and like showed some anger
Yeah,
towards her. But
yeah.
now I think like what Darcy said at the end, like she said she's been watching WandaVision for like a week, right? And she's
Yeah.
noticed like the love that they have for each other is real. So I think
Hmm.
Vision's gonna use that as like his motivation to like try and save her. Like that's gonna be in his head, other
Yeah.
than all the other things.
In my mind, like what I, especially from this episode, I took away how he is more, I feel like now he's going to want to try and save the Hex and like reality to protect Wanda. Like I feel like now that he knows everything that's happened and like
Yeah.
why she's feeling the way that she does, he he's going to want to, like, he loves her, he's going to want to try and protect her, and like I feel like he's going to want to try and keep up this Hex and like charade going on just so that she can stay happy.
Right.
And that's why, yeah, he's going to try and fight, I don't know, I guess Hayward, whatever he's planning on doing and all that to keep it all up. Whereas before he wanted to take it down. He's like, we got to save the people. Like, Wanda, you're going crazy. This isn't
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I still think like I think he's gonna play a little bit on both sides. Like I think he
Yeah.
wants like the people of Westview to leave and go back to their families. But at
Hmm.
the same time, he does want what's best for Wanda. I don't think he's gonna be greedy, and I think
Hmm.
he's accepting the fact that he's not alive anymore, and this is like his
Yeah.
second life, and
Yeah.
he's gonna do whatever he can to save the people of Westview and save Wanda. He's going to
Hmm.
risk his life trying to do that. And we saw that when he was trying to escape the Hex. He was
I really
getting
hope you're
torn
not
up.
saying we're going to see him die again, sacrificing himself for everyone. If I
I
see this man die one more time,
I
I swear.
I don't know. I think it's
Do you
kind
think
of
he's coming out of this
inevitable.
alive? Oh, no. Yeah.
No, no. Wait, do you?
I don't think he is either, but like I want him to come out of it alive,
Yeah,
but I definitely
same.
don't
Yeah.
think he's going to. I just don't want to see him die again. Like this poor man, this poor guy.
But yeah, the thing is, I think they kind of have to show it. Like they have
Yeah,
to show him like making another sacrifice play,
yeah,
to do it. Like he deserves to have a good exit, from the MCU. He's been here
I
since
agree.
like
Yeah,
2008, right?
yeah,
And I another moment that stood out in his interview, Paul Bettany's interview this week. He
yeah.
said he was talking about the Mephisto rumors a little bit, or like someone asked him
Hmm.
about it, and then
Yeah,
he said that he didn't want to get fired. And I don't know if this means anything, but like fired, like this is maybe your
yeah.
last like Marvel content ever. Like you're gonna come back after this. Like you're worried about your job, or is that just like
Huh.
was he lying when saying he was gonna get fired?
Yeah, I didn't really, I because initially when I saw it, I kind of took it as like he didn't want to talk about Mephisto because it's like Mephisto is gonna be in the show or like whatever. I didn't really think of it more as like he might be coming back. But now that you
Yeah,
mention that, that
because
is
that would
kind of,
make
yeah, that's
sense.
kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Huh.
know what's going on there. I don't think there's gonna be another form of Vision in the MCU. Like it's hard to say. It's really hard to say right now. Um, but I don't see a situation where he comes out of this alive, unless he
Yeah.
joins the dark side, unless he joins Agnes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like if he saw like why, but like why would he want to join Agnes though?
not under his intentions, but like
Oh,
Agnes
okay, okay, okay,
like Agnes puts him under the spell too, and
okay,
then
okay, yeah,
they
yeah.
both turn bad, and that's like the only way he could stay alive. But
But
like if he
I mean, does she have like the power, I guess, to like keep him alive outside of the hex? Because even when he tried to leave the hex, he died for some reason, like, or he was dying. Um,
right,
like for some reason that the powers, it didn't like continue
yeah,
to animate him outside of the hex. So
I guess.
can he even stay alive even if I
I
don't know
guess
if he
that
was
the
out of it?
hex would just have to like expand into something bigger for him to stay alive, I guess.
The
Like,
whole world.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Like Vision just has to stay inside um some place, I guess, that has some like
Yeah,
spell.
yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like, but yeah, I think there could have been other ways to keep Vision alive. Like,
Hmm.
I still think Shuri did something in Infinity War, and I wonder
Yeah.
if she could even be the guest appearance that we see, but actually probably not because they've already worked together.
They have worked together though. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only thing. I mean, she could still come in, but I don't
That would
know.
be a big name to come in this
Yeah,
late. Um,
yeah.
but I feel like in
Mm.
next episode too, we might find out how Sword got the body from Wakanda as well.
Yeah, because I would have assumed, especially like Wakanda would have just like we have all this tech, we're just gonna keep him and I don't know, work on him or whatever. Like, why would they just give him up to Sword?
The
I don't
bad
know.
guy, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I guess like Wakanda was kind of in like a rough spot. You know, they lost T'Challa
Maybe,
and
yeah.
Shuri, and they didn't really have like a ruler. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but we saw how hectic the blip was in the hospital. I guess
Yeah.
it was hectic in Wakanda too. But
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah. Let's talk about the guest appearance a little bit. We kind of mentioned it a bit earlier, but yeah, Major Goodner. It's kind of at first when I
Ew.
saw her, yeah, I was like, am I supposed to know this person? Like,
Yeah.
did she like was she in like one of the X-Men movies or like I
Yeah.
just forget who this is. Um, but yeah, she just wasn't it. Um, so who do you think is the big guest appearance? I know you have some thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I I think it would have been so cool if it was like John Krasinski, like Reed Richards, like them kind of announcing like the Fantastic Four, like, but I just can't see how that fits into Wanda's story at all. Um, and especially because Paul Bettany was like, I had like we have fireworks, like a bunch of scenes together. I just don't know how I don't know fits into all of that really. So right now I'm thinking it's either Mephisto or Magneto. I feel like those are the two that kind of make sense to me. Um, honestly, I'd be good either way. I think
Yeah.
Mephisto, that's like the big one. I feel like everyone wants, and
Oh, for
I
sure.
feel like that would be like really cool for me. Um, yeah, who are you
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah, that would be the cherry on top for sure in this
Yeah.
series, Mephisto. Um, I I still am leaning towards Benedict Cumberbatch. I still think it's an Avenger. I think
They
it's gonna
have
be
worked
him.
together though before.
Uh, have they?
In the
Though?
yeah, in the Da
Oh,
Vinci
did they?
Code. Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that then. So I guess that's off the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. All right. I thought I was going with that. I thought you were gonna say Infinity War. But they never worked together. They didn't have any scenes together in Infinity War.
No,
Uh,
yeah, no, they didn't. But
right.
yeah, in the Da Vinci Code they worked together.
Okay. All right. So that just completely
Yeah.
debunks my theory. What else? Who else could it be? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's someone from Captain Marvel potentially. Like
I
we
mean, maybe it's the
that
girl,
little
right?
girl,
Like,
and we were even like I don't know if you watch Eric's, but he said
yeah.
that Major Goodner could just be a scroll, and the
Yes, I
little
saw
kid could
that.
have just
Yeah.
grown up and turned into her. So
Yeah, I
that could
mean,
be
that
it.
makes sense to me. I also was kind of like suspicious, not suspicious, but just curious when she said to Monica, she was like, "You're not the only person we're loyal to." And then Monica was kind of
Yeah,
like I don't know, like no reaction almost. Like I don't know
yeah,
if she's referring to Captain Marvel or if she was referring. I feel like if she was referring to her mom, like Monica would have been a little bit, I don't know, just more receptive of that comment. But I
yeah.
don't know if she's referring to Captain Marvel, because then I think the scroll thing connection would also make sense too.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was also gonna say like Nick Fury, but they also worked together in
Yeah,
Age of Ultron. But
yeah,
I think that would also make sense because we saw Nick Fury in the like sword spaceship at the end of Far From Home, right? So
hmm
he's got to tie in somehow in between WandaVision and Far From Home. I would assume
hmm
so.
yeah,
We don't know how he got there, or we don't know how long he's been up there either,
been there.
because
Yeah,
in Far From Home it turned out that he was just Talos. He was the scroll.
exactly.
Um, yeah,
Hopefully in like Captain Marvel 2, they'll explain that a bit more. I think that
yeah.
might even go into more like who is the aerospace engineer exactly. I think we'll see more of that in Captain Marvel 2, hopefully at
Do,
least.
do you think like we've seen the aerospace engineer? Like, do you think it was Major Goodner, or do you think it was someone
Um,
else?
I feel like they were like there on behalf of someone. Like
Right.
I feel like the aerospace engineer is someone else. I mean, like John Krasinski, Reed Richards,
Okay.
maybe. Because okay, I saw this as well. This was like to me kind of like a reach, but when you look at it really closely, there like in the corner, like when she's talking to Major Goodner, like in the corner, there's you see like two people walking by, right? There's one guy, when you zoom in like really close, I am not even lying. It looks like John Krasinski. Like it really does. Like maybe after like just look at that one scene, or I'll try and find like the video or whatever. But like when you look in the corner, it looks like, I swear to God, it looks like John Krasinski. And at first, like when I saw it, I was like, okay, you're really reaching. Like you are zooming in so close.
Yeah.
But like the
Did you
more you
find this,
look
or
at
did
it,
someone else find it?
someone else found it.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm not an Easter egg like,
Hunter.
but
Yeah.
yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, he might be kind of on, like it definitely looks like him. Like they're kind of onto something. Like it's not like such a reach where it's like I can't even tell who this person is. But when I looked at it, I was like, this definitely kind of looks like John Krasinski. Um, I mean, I don't know,
Okay.
but
I
throwing it
mean,
out
that would
there.
be
But it was
big. Yeah.
definitely interesting. Yeah.
I mean, if it looked like him, I guess, if it was him, he's technically already in the series. Like, that's the guest appearance already happened. Maybe that was the guest appearance.
Maybe it was.
That's the
That's
first
the big
glimpse of,
appearance.
yeah, that's the first glimpse of the Fantastic Four that we're gonna get in the MCU. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that and zoom in and see if I can
Yeah.
find the resemblance for sure. Um, yeah. When do you think we would see a guest appearance from him in the future episodes, like episode 8 or episode 9?
Like if it was Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like probably maybe like end of, if they were to do it, end of episode 8, because I feel like the next episode is just going to be like a huge recap almost, or like
Right.
flashbacks of like how all this happened. I don't know how they would just like kind of throw him in there.
Yeah.
So if it was, I feel like end of episode, like the next episode, to kind of set up how he's gonna insert himself into that big
I
fight
see.
that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that as well. If they were to introduce a new character, I don't think it would be in episode 8, maybe towards the end or beginning of episode 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
but there also could be like a little bit of like a sub story. Like there's the flashbacks,
That's true.
and then like I guess we're gonna have to see the whole sword stuff as well. Like Tyler Hayward should
Hmm.
be in episode 8 as well. Monica, Jimmy, like they're probably
Yeah.
in it as well. And Darcy, who knows what's going on with Darcy? Like, where's she gonna go? Is she just on her way to
Yeah.
Wanda's house still?
All of a sudden she's just, yeah, because she's just like normal now. Like she's not under anything. So
Yeah,
I'd assume she's going to Wanda's house.
yeah.
Hopefully she'll like bump into Monica and see her as her superpower self and be like, whoa, what's going on? I think
Darcy's
that would
gonna
be really
save the
cool.
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. Yeah, Darcy's gonna run into someone. I guarantee that.
yeah,
Yeah. Who knows if she can even do anything? Like she doesn't have powers. We don't think she does. Um,
yeah. I
yeah.
don't think she's going to get powers.
No, I don't think so either. I think Monica was definitely special, being around Captain
Hmm.
Marvel. And also she got like physically shot out of the hex too by
Multiple
Wanda's
times. And
magic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think she's definitely different than everyone else inside of
Hmm.
Westview. Next segment. What is Hayward's plan? Tyler Hayward. We found out that he wanted to use Vision as a weapon, which went against his will. He said that he didn't want
Hmm.
to be a weapon after
Yeah.
passing away. And he's been tracking Vision from inside the hex. He wants him back. He wants his weapon back. So do you think that's like his only goal here? Like, or is he just is he trying to kill Wanda, or is he trying to just bring Vision back and not harm her?
I think he just wants Vision back for whatever his like secret mission or whatever. Like he definitely has some other intentions going on. Like I just am very confused what he wants Vision in specific for. Like it feels like it's something very like personal to, like, I don't know, like he just needs Vision for some kind of something, and I'm like, why Vision? Like there's other people here that you can, other super people that you can use to do whatever it is you have to do. I don't know, he has some kind of motivation, and I don't trust him at all. But I feel like he just wants Vision, and he doesn't care how he gets it. Like I think he's gonna like blow up Westview, right? And if it
Yeah.
kills Wanda, it's like whatever. She
Yeah.
pointed guns at me, I don't care.
Yeah, that's his plan. It seems like
Yeah.
he's just trying to destroy Westview. He only had one scene in this episode, and
Hmm.
he was talking to like his coworker, I guess. And um, I think like the first thing that she said was like she pushed. Luckily, she pushed the brakes on us or something like that
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
stop the Hex from getting them after they were driving away with the car. And then he
Yeah.
like, jokingly said like, "Yeah, I'm very lucky for that." Like just jokingly. I don't know if you caught that, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like a little bit of a laugh in it. And then she like looked at him in a weird way too after he said.
Yeah.
So, like, was he afraid of going inside the Hex or not? Like, I don't know. Just the way he said that was really weird. Um,
Yeah.
it makes me think that maybe he has some sort of power too, and he's okay with going in there.
Oh.
Maybe, like, if he is a cosmic being
Yeah.
potentially.
I also thought the way like she like looked at him and like when he said whatever he said, like when he said all that, like it
Yeah,
was very suspicious to me too. Like, does she like not like him? Is she not okay with what he's about to do? Like, what's
yeah.
up there? I don't know.
Yeah, and then like the one line that he did say was, "Make sure the team has everything they need. We launch today." So
Yeah.
that makes me think that they're working on some weapon that's just trying to break the Hex and I guess
Yeah.
ultimately destroy Westview. But like he's crazy if he thinks that any weapon of his is gonna work to take this
Yeah.
down. Like there's no chance you're gonna take down a fake reality made by either Wanda or Agatha Harkness. Like
Yeah.
like you're just a no you're just a human being. And these guys
Yeah.
are like Nexus beings.
Exactly. And the fact that like, okay, we know he wants Vision. He wants Vision alive. That's what he's been trying to do. We saw when Vision came out, he can't survive. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
die. So why are you trying to break all this down instead of, I don't know, figuring out a different way to keep him alive, something with Wanda. I don't know. Like I feel like he's breaking it down to get Vision out, but like does he not realize Vision's gonna die when he comes out and you're back at where you started. Vision's
Yeah.
not alive. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like his whole plan here just he hasn't really thought it through, thought
I
it through.
know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, is he trying to get like Vision's soul back, or just like his parts back as well? Because I think when Wanda was like entering the sword facility, like all of his
Yeah.
parts were like scattered, right? So is he trying to make like a new weapon with Vision's parts? Because I think he
Mm,
realizes now, like since Vision couldn't survive outside of the out of the Hex, like he's not going to get the same Vision back and just turn him
yeah.
evil or turn him into a weapon, because that's not what his intentions are. I think he just wants his parts,
Yeah.
his vibranium. Yeah.
He did say that in that email though that Darcy sent to Jimmy Woo that he wanted him online again.
Right.
So I don't know if
Yeah.
maybe he just wants him like all to like online again, but then he's gonna try and make him evil or so. I don't know what his intentions are. That's what I mean. Like I don't know what he's very confusing to me because I'm like, I
Yeah.
know you have some other kind of plan here. I like, why do you need Vision Online again? Like what are you planning that you need him specifically for to do this? I don't know.
Yeah. And then there's also like the theories that he could be a part of Hydra, and like some of Sword
Oh.
is also a part of Hydra. Like if you take the letters in his
Uh,
last name, right? Hayward, and
yeah.
like change them around, unscramble them, and it could make Hydra, even though there's like two letters that
Oh.
are outstanding. Or three. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Huh.
that could be a tie-in. Like we might be able to see like something that happened in Captain America Winter Soldier almost.
Yeah.
Like just the inside of Sword is like compromised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
don't know.
definitely get the sense he's something's up with him. Like he's bad in some type of way. But I do still feel like we're gonna explore more of that, hopefully. Like in Captain Marvel 2, I don't know if
Okay.
Monica gets her own type of movie or like TV show, but I feel like that's gonna be explored through like those characters. Especially like because Monica's associated with Sword and whatnot. Like
Yeah, unless he
I can
dies,
just um,
unless
I
Hayward
mean
dies in this one,
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
or locked away, or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's up with him, and I don't trust him. I don't
Yeah.
trust him.
Yeah, because it seems like there's just way too many possible villains in this one too. And if he was in Captain
Exactly.
Marvel, I don't think he would be the main villain either. I think there would just be
I
like
think
another cosmic one.
well, yeah. If it was, my whole thinking was it'd be kind of like the Captain America, Winter Soldier, where it's like the whole Hydra thing. It's like infiltrated, but I guess that also I don't know.
Yeah.
That was kind of my initial thinking of it right now, but
Hmm.
I don't know unless like
Yeah.
Monica gets her own like series or something and it's tied into there because I just like I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. That's most of this podcast. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know yet, but we think next episode's gonna clear up a lot for us.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think Monica could be in like the Miss Marvel series that's coming out. I don't know
Yeah.
in when, but I think like Miss Marvel, I think she's played by someone from Brampton, I think.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
young girl from Brampton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that's
cool.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what else could we talk about? I put teeing up episode 8, but we kind of already touched on it, like what we think's gonna happen with the
I mean,
flashbacks.
I saw this one theory. I don't know if you want me to say it now or put it into how it ties into like Doctor Strange and like Spider-Man. Up to
Okay.
you. But okay,
No,
anyways,
you got
I
to go
saw
for
this
it
one
now.
theory. Okay. This was like this honestly, it kind of took me by surprise. I was like, this guy cracked the code. I think he cracked the code here. Because okay, so he was like in the Halloween episode, Pietro says something to the kids where he's like, and don't you forget about it, or that line. He says that to the kids. Apparently that's a line taken from a movie in 1983 starring this guy. His name's, I'm gonna butcher this, Peter Billingsley. And that guy grew up to be William, oh my god, Gintereva, like the scientist from Iron Man, and also the guy in Far From Home who
Oh,
was
okay.
Mysterio's partner, right?
I see. Yep.
So he grew up to be that guy, and obviously that's the guy who revealed Spider-Man's identity to the public.
Right.
And I guess Spider-Man, like from what I understand, he makes a deal with Mephisto to get his identity back, right? So is that like, did they just like tie everything together? Like, is Mephisto? I don't know. I mean, I saw that and I was like, this guy kind of cracked the code, I think.
So wait, so you're saying that Spider-Man made a deal with Mephisto in like the next upcoming Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, so a lot of people mention this. I guess there's like this Marvel encyclopedia or something that talks about each character and like their backstories and whatnot.
Right.
And when you read Mephisto or Spider-Man, one of the two, it says that Spider-Man, his identity got revealed and then he like freaks out and he makes a deal with Mephisto so that he can get his identity back. But then like in return, I think he had to, I don't know if he had to like do
Like,
something. I'm
okay.
so
Like
sorry.
maybe
I
lose
forget that
someone?
part.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like he had to lose someone. Someone mentioned like that's where Toby Maguire and Kristen Dunst are gonna come in because they're gonna have to like separate or something and like he's gonna have to lose her.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I'm less familiar with like I don't really remember too much that part, but
Right.
yeah. So
Wow,
like
that's
is this how
crazy.
like I don't know.
So
I don't
that's
know,
how
but yeah.
Mephisto ties into like everything. So like he's not gonna be in
Yeah.
this one, but he's just behind it all still, and he could be in Spider-Man movie.
Especially because
Um,
Spider-Man like deals a lot in that movie. I think it's going to deal a lot with like the identity crisis, like how his identity got revealed, right? So he's going to
yeah.
try and find a way to conceal his identity. I think he's going to go to like Doctor Strange and try and figure things out, right? And then
Yeah.
that's oh my gosh, sorry. That's how they're going to do the whole multi
Multiverse.
Spider-Verse
Yeah.
whatever.
Wow. That would be
Yeah.
nuts. That would be crazy. And like wow, this Spider-Man movie is already gonna be nuts with all the like cameos and stuff, and we don't know what's going on there. But if
Yeah.
Mephisto's involved too, I didn't even think of that at all. Like,
Yeah.
and
Like that tie to me, I mean, it doesn't, like when I was watching that video, I was like, okay, this doesn't really, it didn't really mean anything too much to me. I was like, oh, it's just like a call to a line to some other character. But then I was like, wait, this character was with Mysterio, and he's the one
right,
who revealed Spider-Man's identity. Like, I don't know, it all just kind of like connected. And especially with Marvel, I feel like everything's so intentional in the way that they do things that
yeah,
was like, does this mean something?
yeah, it
Like,
is. Yeah, everything is
Mephisto?
intentional. You're right. Yeah, even
Yeah.
with Pietro, I assume that is
Hmm.
intentional, and he's not just a random character. I think there has
Yeah.
to be some tie into it.
I would assume, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
it wouldn't make sense to me for it to not mean anything and it to
yeah.
just be a call to the fans.
That's just a cop out, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Marvel's not about that.
exactly.
You know, Marvel goes full out
Exactly.
with this stuff. They nail it on the head. And
Exactly.
yeah, I think we're gonna be stunned by the ending of who Pietro actually is. Because yeah, I think he is. I think he is that guy from the X-Men universe, but we just don't know how yet. We don't know how he came.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's got to be. And yeah, the next like 2 years of Marvel is gonna be crazy with Doctor Strange 2 and everything happening there. So you think Wanda will be the villain for sure in Doctor Strange 2?
I mean, I think that's what a lot of people are kind of theorizing or assuming, that like she's going to be the villain. I don't know if she's like the main villain, but I feel like she's going to play a small part in that as well, like being a villain in Doctor Strange too. And I feel like he's going to have to be the one to, I don't know, break her out of it or try and, I don't
Save
know,
her. Yeah.
yeah, save her in some type of way.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that happening. Like she's just a struggling Avenger that needs some help at the time, and
Hmm.
like who knows where Wanda's gonna be like at the start of Doctor Strange. Like, is she gonna be
Yeah.
on Earth still? Is she gonna be in the Hex? Is she gonna be in like a completely different multiverse? And Doctor Strange just has
Yeah.
to like go through different dimensions. And I think even there's a rumor that Tobey Maguire could be in the Doctor Strange movie as
I
well.
saw that. I saw that, like, and if you look at the cast list for it, Doctor Strange 2, he's on it. So it's kind of like interesting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's because he at the end of like, oh my gosh, at the end of like Spider-Man or something, he has to stay with Doctor Strange to figure out a way to get back or something. Like he can't get back. That's why that he's in
Okay.
Doctor Strange.
That would be good. Yeah, like an end credit
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I could see that too. Yeah. What else? I was gonna mention something about Agnes too. When she first revealed herself to Wanda,
Hmm.
and she was just like, Wanda, Wanda, you didn't think you were the only magical person in town, did you? And then she said, nice to finally meet you, dear. And that really confused me at first because like technically you guys have known each other for, you know, a little bit of time, like at least a
Yeah.
week, right? So was Agnes like in the mind of another person at that time, and then it switched on to
Mhm.
Agatha Harkness, and this is actually the first time that she's meeting Wanda? Or did she just say that in like, or did she just say that, I guess? That's
Hmm.
what I've been thinking about, like, because even to Wanda, like that must have been really confusing to her because they've been over at each other's houses. She's come over a lot.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that Agatha Harkness is meeting Wanda. But why do you have to say nice to finally meet you, dear?
Mm, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just like a formality type thing. Like now she can finally reveal like who she is,
right.
and it's not just like this fake version of herself.
Uh-huh.
And she can be like, yeah, okay, you thought I was Agnes. Now I'm actually Agatha Harkness. Nice to meet you. Like I feel
Yeah.
like she just kind of meant it in that way.
Yeah, I'm probably
But that's an
overthinking it.
interesting thought. Yeah.
Yeah. And why didn't Wanda like do anything after Agnes said like, Wanda, Wanda, nice to finally meet you, and like revealed herself? Like she just stood there, and then she let
Yeah.
Agatha close the door and put that thing in her brain, and
Yeah.
she
She
just
looked
stood
just
there.
confused. She was, I
Yeah.
feel like she just looked confused. Like she was just kind of like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Where are my kids? Like, where am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have like expected some type of reaction from her, and she just did nothing.
Like some sort of fight back. Like that's what I
Yeah,
was thinking. But I feel like it could have been the pills that she was taking. Um,
yeah,
yeah, like maybe those were like those pills or the flowers or whatever, or like she drugged her, like you said earlier, and it
yeah,
just
yeah.
caused her to like to not be in the right state of mind in that situation, and it didn't trigger any bad intentions in her to do anything and try and
Hmm.
stop Agnes. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was really weird too. I would have thought she would have done something, but she just stared and didn't do much.
Yeah, I would have assumed she would do, I don't know, some kind, at least like have like the magic in her hand or
Yeah.
something, or like some kind of
Uh-huh.
like just reaction, even if she didn't do anything, but just kind of like, whoa, like what's
Yeah.
going on? But it was
Just
just
like
like nothing.
pan down to her hand and like have the magic just
Exactly.
coming out of her hand, but like she doesn't actually do
Yeah.
anything, just show that. But yeah, she was just in complete shock at the time. And
Hmm.
yeah, that scene was this entire episode, like it really got me worried about Wanda and the kids. Cause like I don't know if you were thinking this as you were watching it, but as soon as
Yeah.
Agnes took the kids out of Wanda's house, I was like, oh no. I was like, uh-oh. And
Yeah.
then when I
I
saw
was
the
like,
scene of the kids in Agnes's house talking to her, and Billy was just like, you're quiet, Agnes,
oh
on
my
on
God.
the inside, right? And I was like, oh no, get out of there, guys. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Like something's bad. And then as soon as Agnes like grabs Wanda's arm and like takes her to her house, it's done. I knew
It's
it.
game
I knew
over.
it. Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah. The
I first off,
basement. Like,
yeah. Oh my God. First off,
yeah.
I love the kids. Like, I didn't think I would be such a fan of the kids. Like, at first, when I realized they were gonna go like kind of the Young Avengers route, I wasn't like feeling it too much. Like, obviously, I would watch it and like whatnot, but I wasn't feeling it too much because I'm just such a like the OGs. Like, I just want to
Yeah,
see
same.
like the OG group of people, and like I don't know how I feel about going like the super young route, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but as soon as I saw those kids, like I fell in love. I was like, I love these kids, and Billy, like seeing them just like have their powers like manifested and them slowly getting their powers, like I don't know, like I loved seeing that one scene where it's the Halloween episode and Billy just stops Tommy from running to be like, Vision, like dad, like we gotta get, where's mom, like
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to what you said, like when they went to her house, I was like, this is not good at all. Like I feel like even if
No.
you walked into her house, like it looks
It looks dark.
creepy. Like it
Yeah,
looks
it's
like like a little bit creepy.
yeah.
Even when she said like, oh, like look at my mole like on my back as she was taking the kids out, I'm like, what? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then when Billy made the comment, yeah, you're like quiet on the inside. And then
right.
she like looked at him like she was like she almost looked like almost like nervous of him saying that. I don't know if you caught like when he was like,
No,
Agnes,
yeah.
you look
Uh-huh.
quiet on the inside, and she kind of just looked at him like almost she didn't know what to say or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, uh,
Uh-huh.
please don't do anything to these kids.
Yeah. And also if you watch it back, like Agnes
Yeah.
initiated that conversation too. She said
Hmm.
to Billy, like she like whispered in his ear, like any further thoughts or something like that.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
soon as she said that too, I thought like the kids were like working for her. Like she was just
Oh.
like any further thoughts, like nobody else hears. And they're like all bad, like they're all working together. But that wasn't the case, thankfully. We
Yeah, thank
hope.
God.
We don't think. Um, but yeah, it was just weird how she initiated that. Because why would she want Billy to like use his mind powers to like look into her or try
Yeah.
and figure anything out? Um,
I'm
but
assuming
yeah,
she like had some kind of spell or something to like close herself off from being read. Like
maybe.
that's why he couldn't. He was
Yeah.
like, because when he was at one like his house, he's like, it's so like so many voices in my head, like so much is going on. And then
Hmm.
when he went to her house, all of a sudden like can't like nothing. So I wonder if maybe it's just like her house or like her in specific. Like she just was able to close herself off somehow so that
Yeah.
he couldn't read her.
It's weird because like don't they live next door to each other? So it's not like too far
Yeah.
away from Wanda.
See, okay,
But
I'm also confused by that because she said like in the first episode, like I'm your neighbor to the left or whatever, like assuming that they're like right beside each other. But then
Yeah.
it's like you see in another episode where like they're looking for the dog and they're like walking so
Yeah.
far, and then you get
Yeah.
to Agnes's house, and I'm like, I
I don't
thought she
get
lived
that
right
too.
beside you guys.
And also when Herb was cutting the fence, right? Isn't he the
Yeah,
next door neighbor?
yeah,
Wasn't that his house?
yeah. So
I don't get that.
yeah, I was like, what? Where do you live?
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Like, where does
Yeah,
Agnes live? And like, I'm thinking that maybe her house is like in a different dimension. Like it's or like her
that's
basement. The basement looks like it's in a different dimension, like the hell
yeah.
dimension. I think that's what people are thinking.
Especially, yeah, like when Wanda went down there, like the aspect ratio changed, so it
Yeah,
wasn't like the sitcoms or you're in the hex, like it's like the real world now.
like the
So
black bars. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
Like she's not inside the hex anymore. She's in like the real world. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that was creepy. That was creepy. I was watching this one reaction. It's hilarious. I'll have to send it to you later. But this one guy was just reacting to that entire scene, and he has
Oh
like
yeah.
this like thick accent too, and he was just like in the most serious way, like, "Wow, your basement is creepy, Agnes," like something like that. And
But honestly, there was
yeah,
like so many like demonic references inside. Like there was
yeah,
the animal head that I guess is like it's like related to demonic stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
Like all the symbols and whatnot. And then you have like the Darkhold
The
book.
book,
Like
yeah.
if it's not Mephisto, I swear to God.
It's got to be Mephisto, and that's what
There's
Eric's
too many
been saying too.
references.
Yeah, devil in the
Yeah.
details. That
The line from Evan Peters where it's like demon
unleash hell,
spawns, like
demon spawn.
hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has to
There's
be.
too many references. It can't not be.
Yeah,
Or at least like a mention. He doesn't even have to appear. Even if she just said like my partner or like I am trying to revive Mephisto. Like even if she just like had a line like he was mentioned, I feel like that's good enough. Like as
yeah,
long as we know that he's a part of this, I think everyone will feel vindicated. Like everyone will be like, okay, good.
yeah. I think your theory is going to be right. I think it's going to be an end credit scene where we finally
Yeah,
see him, and he
yeah,
gets revealed as the big bad.
yeah.
But yeah, I think Agnes is the primary villain for right now. Maybe she's
Hmm.
gonna make a reference to him in like episode 9.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if we'll see an appearance unless he's the guest appearance.
I
But
mean, maybe.
yeah, yeah. There's so many questions. Is there anything else you want to talk about with WandaVision?
I mean, okay, I'll ask. I just have one question. Do you think Billy and Tommy are gonna make it out alive? Like, are they gonna be alive after this? Because I don't know where. I don't know. But they're a part of like the Young Avengers, so I'd assume so. But
Right.
then I'm like, how does that happen?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think I don't know if Marvel is like fully committed to that Young Avengers thing yet. Like I know they're gonna
You
set up
think?
like I don't know. I don't
Because
know if they are.
they have Kate
Kate
Bishop. They
Bishop, yeah.
have they have
Miss Marvel,
Miss Marvel, America
Chavez,
Chavez,
uh,
the She-Hulk.
the Tony Stark, or is that
Yeah,
American?
Braveheart. Yeah.
Yeah, Braveheart or Ironheart.
I
Ironheart.
feel like
Yeah,
Ironheart. Yeah, sorry,
you
Braveheart.
are
Yeah.
right.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not, but I feel like that's the way that they're leaning. But
that's
those kids are
true.
also like a big part of it. So I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know if they're ready for that like right now. Like how young are these kids going to be when they become the Young Avengers, right? Cuz like Billy and Tommy
Yeah.
right now, I don't think they're like I don't know if those actors are going to be the same
Oh
at
no,
the
probably
time,
not.
right? Um
Yeah.
so like I guess maybe what they could do like I don't think they died. I really don't think that they died. I think that's not what Marvel would do. Like you got
Yeah.
some
No.
younger kids watching this show. I don't think they're gonna kill these kids.
I mean, we'll
Especially
see.
yeah, yeah, and that would be so painful for Wanda too. I cannot imagine. Like
I mean,
that would definitely make her
that
the
would
villain, right?
really, yeah,
Yeah, that
for
would tear
sure.
into her soul. Um, I do I think they're gonna make it out. I don't even know if Wanda's gonna make it out. I don't know if Vision's gonna make it out.
Yeah.
It's really tough to say. Um, I think they will I think they'll survive. I think they'll survive. I don't know if they'll
Yeah.
survive under good intentions. I think maybe they're still going to be locked up. Um
Hmm.
but I don't think these two characters are gonna die. I think
Okay.
like Wiccan and Speed are like two good Marvel characters that they're not ready to kill off
Yeah.
yet. So yeah, I probably will say that they survive, but it might be under like a Agatha spell. Like that's the only
Yeah.
way that they could survive.
That makes sense. I feel like it also depends how like deep they're gonna go into the House of M like storyline and like
Right.
kill off the kids so that because they're like Mephisto's soul and like technically they're Mephisto's kids or something like that. And
Yeah.
then I think they say something like later on that they kind of become reborn and I don't know, like I haven't looked into that enough, but
Yeah.
yeah, I hope they stay alive because I really like them. They're super cute and I feel like they're like a integral into like the Young Avengers storyline. So hopefully, yeah,
Yeah.
they stay alive somehow.
Yeah. 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 All I hope is that Agnes didn't eat them. That would be super dark. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it becomes true, I don't even know how I'm gonna react to that. Like I'm gonna be like, I
I'd
almost think I'm
probably
gonna start
pause it for a
laughing. Like
second. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I would be in complete shock. Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I mean, yeah, fingers crossed.
Yes. What else? Any other questions you got for WandaVision? Because I'm gonna ask you some stuff on just like generic Marvel.
Sure, go for it.
All right. Um, do you think Black Widow is still alive?
Still alive.
Yeah. Natasha.
I don't know, man. Because okay, when Gamora died, she went into the people still think Gamora's alive, right? Because at the end of Endgame, when Peter's looking in his ship, it says like Gamora searching. It doesn't say she's dead,
Yeah.
if you remember that,
Oh
right? So
well that Gamora that died on Vormir is dead, but you think like the new one
but
from 2014
no,
is
like the Gamora that died. That's what
oh
people were saying, that like she died and like she's like stuck in the soul stone or something. And yeah, because when he's looking at the spaceship and stuff, because technically the 2014 Gamora that came here got snapped away, right? So
no, I don't think she
oh,
did because
he didn't?
in yeah, there was a deleted scene in Endgame where everyone's like taking a knee, right?
Yeah.
And we see a clip of Gamora still alive and just walking away. She didn't take a knee, she just walked away.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. I don't think she
Oh.
snapped away. She might have, but I don't think she did.
Oh.
I think she's
Well
still
then
alive.
if it's the searching thing, who would that be about then?
The
I feel like
2014
that's
Gamora, I think.
you think?
I think she Peter is searching for the Gamora that kicked him in the balls. Yes. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I'm
That's what I
okay,
think. Yeah.
maybe. Okay, so
Yeah.
then I'm totally off. I was gonna say like, oh, like maybe Natasha's like stuck in that soul stone too, and
Okay. Stuck in the
I'm
soul
wrong.
stone.
That's
Okay.
like people were saying that like Gamora's like somehow stuck inside the soul stone because right after she died, um, I don't know, I guess Thanos saw her in that like re- in that world that when she was like a kid. I don't know, but
Right.
that yeah, that's like what
Okay.
people were saying. And then like when it was like searching, they're like, oh my God, where is she? It's because she's like stuck somewhere in there
Ah,
and they have to try and find her.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, okay. So that's where I was going with Black Widow, but that might be totally off. Like that feels like such a reach now.
Right.
But
You
yeah,
could
is
be
she
right. Yeah.
alive? I
But we
mean,
don't have the soul stone anymore. Captain
yeah,
returned it to the past.
yeah.
Um
Do you think
I
he saw Natasha dead when he returned that? Because I
well
feel like he
here's
would
my
have.
here's my theory on Natasha. I think she's still alive. I've been saying this since
Yeah.
the end of Endgame. And I think it's the Hulk snap that brought her back. Um
Okay.
I think like what Hulk wished for is from everyone from 5 years ago to come back and Natasha. I don't know about
Okay. Of
Gamora, but I
course.
think and Natasha because and I think this mostly because when he was talking to Captain America before Cap returned the stones, he said like
Yeah.
I really miss her, man. Um uh something like that, right? Or I
Yeah. Yeah.
tried. I really tried to bring her back when I had the stones. I
Yeah.
tried to bring her back. I think he did bring her back, and I think it's just like the love that they have for each other allowed her to come back. I think
Okay.
that's what it was.
And she's
Um,
just stuck there
she's
now?
stuck
Like,
on Vormir. She's still on Vormir. She
okay.
has no way back. So I think in the Guardians movie or Thor, probably
Okay.
Guardians. They're
Okay.
gonna have to go to Vormir for some reason.
Okay.
And they're gonna find her. They're gonna find her alive, and they're gonna bring her back. I think in the Black Widow end credit scene, so the movie's gonna end. We're gonna see the credits, and they're gonna cut to a scene. The first thing we see is
Yeah.
like the mountain on Vormir. That's the first shot, and then
Jaws
everyone's
would
just gonna
drop if that
everyone's just gonna
happened.
come. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stand up, give a big standing ovation. And then we just slowly pan over to like the dead Natasha body, and then
Yeah.
all we see is like an eye open, and then that's it.
That would kind of be insane though.
Yeah,
that would
that'd
be
be nuts.
people would freak out because so
Yeah.
many people are mad that it was her and not Clint.
And not Clint. Yeah.
Which I mean, I feel like either way, like I feel like for her story, it made sense, like her arc, why she wanted to sacrifice herself. But I get why people wanted it to be Clint because people are like, Clint has done nothing here. Like they don't like him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was more
But
meaningful though, right? Like that's why
yeah,
it was such a
exactly.
sad scene, because Natasha died. And if it
Yeah,
was Clint, like it would
exactly.
still be sad, but it wouldn't be as impactful.
Exactly. And like I said, like I feel like it made sense for her story arc. Like she always said like she wanted to be like I don't know, she wanted to have like some kind of sacrifice where she sacrificed herself and like really made an impact. And I think through doing that, like she was able to complete her arc.
Yeah. No,
Like
I
Iron Man
agree with
did
that.
too. And
Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah, sacrifice, Tony with the sacrifice, Captain,
Hmm.
he wasn't selfish for like most of his arc, but then at the end he kind of realized like, okay, I want to do something for
Exactly.
myself now.
Exactly.
And then yeah, Black Widow, yeah, like she found her purpose, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like even though it's a strange way to go out, and it was a heroic move, a big
Hmm.
sacrifice. Yeah. So yeah, I think she could still be alive. I think, like, I don't know what else could be the Black Widow end credit scene. Like
Yeah.
there has to be something else after that, I think. Yeah. What else could I talk? What is your favorite, actually I won't say favorite. What do you think is the best Marvel movie out of all like
Okay.
23 of them?
Okay. Like my personal favorite, or
No,
do
no,
I
no,
just
not
think
favorite.
what
The best. Like if
oh,
you look at like action, plot, like everything added up,
oh
like
my
what do you
god.
think
Okay,
is the
it's kind
best?
of a tie. It's kind
Okay.
of a tie between Winter Soldier and Civil War. I think Captain
Okay.
America has like the best movies. Winter Soldier to me, like the fight scenes in there, it's they I think they did like Captain America so well in that movie too, and like him fighting against like I guess kind of Hydra and like the government, the elevator scene, like hello,
Yeah.
that should be
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that
my
movie to
answer
me
is the
it
same.
yeah.
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 Yeah, I did an episode 10 of this podcast was ranking every single movie in the MCU, and I
Yeah.
put Captain America: Winter Soldier as number one for those same reasons.
Yeah.
Like the elevator scene is so historic. So
Yeah.
many millions of people could have died in that movie too if the Hydra ships
Exactly.
got in the air. And bringing Bucky back, I guess, was
And
big.
they kind of made him like a little dark almost, I feel like. In like the first one, he was so like clean cut, like, yeah, whatever, patriotic, like I'm just gonna do the right things. But then almost in the second movie, it was kind of like he had to choose between like
Yeah,
fighting for his country and like what he thought was right almost in a way. Like him going against the government is like not what he should technically be doing,
right.
but he was doing it because he knew what
It
was
was
actually
bad.
going
Yeah.
on in there. And yeah, it was I thought it was like super deep and yeah, I don't know,
A-
good.
And then it just carries over even more into the second movie that you said, Civil War.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
to me, like I watched it last week with my mom and the airport scene, like it's too good.
Yeah.
Spider-Man coming in, like, come on.
Yeah.
But my favorite, I will say, my favorite Marvel movie is Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
That's my favorite. I think it's just super funny. Korg, like you got Thor and Korg is like underrated. So like best character. So
Korg is
good.
the best character.
He
And
is the
what about
best.
Meek?
Taika Waititi, like
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I can't forget. I can't forget.
Yeah.
They're like a
True.
package pair.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that movie is probably my favorite. I was gonna say that originally until you said overall, not personal
Right.
favorite. So had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I think Ragnarok is a very good movie too. It's definitely one of my favorites. I think I ranked Ragnarok fourth on my list. Actually, maybe not.
Okay.
Fourth or fifth for
Okay.
best. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's my personal favorite. Personal favorite is tough, but I guess I just got to say Endgame. I think and I told
Okay.
you like I didn't really get into Marvel like too much until Infinity War. Infinity
Yeah.
War really just got me into it.
Yeah.
And I guess Endgame was like the first movie that like I was really like hyped up about and like excited to see.
Mhm.
And I think the main reason why I liked Endgame so much is because of the crowd in the theater and like
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
moments, right? Like it's
Yeah.
basically felt like a sporting event.
I agree. I agree.
Like a playoff game. It was just crazy. Like Captain America wielding Mjolnir, and then the Tony
Yeah.
snap and the portals.
Even now, when I see like the videos of like the portals opening, but then they have like the audience reaction, I get
Yeah,
chills.
yeah,
Like I literally get chills, and then people like freaking out when they hear like on your left or like Spider-Man shows up or like Doctor Strange. Like people are freaking out, and it's I
right.
don't know, it gives me chills. Like one of the
Okay.
best scenes.
I have another question for you then. What is your favorite line of any
Oh,
Marvel movies? That's a tough one, I
goodness.
think.
That is a tough one.
Yeah, you just
Oh
said
my
on your left, so I
gosh.
thought it would
I
tie
mean,
back something.
that's a good line. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
too
one line
many.
that always makes me laugh is in I'm gonna bring up Thor Ragnarok again because it's too funny. But when Thor and Hulk are like first like doing their big battle, like the champions battle,
Yeah,
and Thor doesn't realize it's Hulk, and then he's like, "Oh my god, it's a friend from work" or something like that. Like that
yeah,
line just makes me laugh. And that line was improvised too, which is
yeah.
so
I
funny to
heard.
me. Yeah,
Wait, it
from
was
like some kid
improvised?
on set.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, some
yeah.
kid on
The
set said
kid.
it, right? And then he just like said it as well. What else? Um, like I think it's Infinity War where Spider-Man is talking to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is like, or he asks like, "What's your name?" or something, and then he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm Doctor Strange." He's like, "Oh, we're using our made-up names."
yeah. Oh, I'm
I'm
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. It's so funny.
Yeah.
How about you?
Um, Geez, I didn't even really think about this question. I was just prepared to ask you. But
Oh,
what else? Let's see. Some of the Thanos lines are pretty good.
mhm.
Like um, reality is often disappointing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like what else? Even when Tony and Thanos were having that battle um in Infinity War. Oh, do I forget the name of that planet? What was Infinity War? Thanos
Titan?
Titan, yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying like I hope they remember you. Um just iconic lines
Yeah.
like that. I love you 3000. That's
Oh,
just a
that is iconic. I
classic,
don't know how
but
I missed that. Oh my god, that's like iconic.
yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, here we go. This is probably the best one for sure. And
Okay.
it's Captain America Winter Soldier. I don't know if you
Yeah.
could potentially guess
Oh,
what it
Hail
is.
Hydra. That one?
No, it's not that.
Oh no,
That's
that's
it.
an Infinity War.
No, that's an end game.
Endgame,
Yeah,
sorry. Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that was a good one too. But hold on. I want to make sure I get like the exact words correct. Okay, ready? Before we get
Okay.
started, does anyone want to get out?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was on like the same path there.
Yeah, yeah. The elevator. Yeah.
And
No,
I had an
it's
idea
hilarious.
where that was going.
It's hilarious. Like whenever like my friends and I are like in an enclosed like space together, and like
Yeah.
someone just enters the room, we're like we just say that. It's just like
Yeah.
hilarious. Like yeah,
It's
it's
like
good.
I can
And
do this all day.
yeah, I
That's
can do this all day. That's
all
another good
all
one.
day.
Yeah. And then the
So
classic
good.
like I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
Um yeah, there should be like Drax's lines in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Drax is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like you just need someone like you, like disgusting and like
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, Drax is funny. I'm excited for the next Guardians movie for sure.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say
especially
like
with Thor like in
yeah,
it as well. Or I don't know if he's in
yeah,
that one, but it's like they're them just all combined together. I think it's gonna be a really interesting dynamic because especially in Infinity War, we saw how they all interacted. It was just super super
yeah.
funny, especially between like Chris Pratt, like Star Lord, and Thor. Like
Thor,
that whole
the
dynamic too.
conflict.
It's super
Yeah,
it's super
it's
funny.
so good. Yeah. I think he's gonna be in, or Chris Pratt's gonna be in the new Thor movie. I think they've been
Yeah,
on set together, so that's gonna be
yeah,
big.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
all right,
exciting.
I won't keep you for too much longer. So, final question: what are
Okay.
you most excited to see coming up next in the MCU? What show, what movie you looking forward to the most?
Without a doubt, it is Spider-Man 3. I like Spider-Man's probably one of my favorite like superheroes
Yeah,
characters. So I am super excited about that, especially the fact that you're bringing in, or hey, potentially, I don't want to say it just yet, but potentially bringing in Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, like all these connections. I think it's just going to be it's super cool. It's like a mix of like nostalgia and like old stuff that we've seen with
yeah.
like Tom Holland, like the new stuff and kind of combining it all together. And there's
Hmm.
going to be like so much involved and I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, it's the first real crossover, and Spider-Man's like
Exactly.
the hero that really everybody knows,
Yeah.
from way back. And there's
Yeah.
been so many different remakes of it, and for it all to like come together, it's like this is the end game. This is the end game for
Exactly.
Spider-Man. Um,
Technically, yeah.
yeah, so I'm really excited for that. Is that this year? It's supposed to be this year, I think, like
Supposed to be like
December.
December-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, like around
Yeah.
Christmas time. I think the movie is set around Christmas. Um,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. There's like set photos of it and it's in Christmas time,
yeah.
which is exciting. Christmas in New York.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be my new favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Right now it's Iron Man 3. Uh, uh, yeah. Anyways, Kayla, I think that's it. So I want to thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited. It's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a blast. Yeah, make sure you guys follow Kayla on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram in the description below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video if you haven't already. And yeah, I'm gonna be back probably doing an episode 8 reaction next week. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. See you guys later. Take care and peace.